everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is my favourite video to film in the whole month because I am going to recommend you some of my favourite creators, and I'm really hoping that you will go and subscribe to them and support them and enjoy their content. So if you haven't seen one of these videos from me before, I will link the playlist in the description, but I will pick out 4 names on these slips in here. We're actually starting to run a little bit low. I've got enough for like 2 more videos, so I clearly need to do another round. Yeah, I will pick out 4 names. I will tell you about the creators. I will link them in the description. Then hopefully, like I said, you will go and show them some love and support them. That's literally the video. I do this because, one, it's just nice to spread a bit of positivity through the booktube community, hopefully. And also, YouTube sucks at promoting us and putting us in people's feeds. So I feel like if I can do a little bit to help promote other people, then that can only be a good thing, and hopefully you guys will find some creators that you really enjoy. Okay, let's see who we've got first. So this, as always, is where I now struggle to open it, and you have to watch me try and open the slip of paper. Who we got? That is somebody that no longer creates content. That's another thing that happens in these videos. Let's try this person. So who is that going to be? This is really lovely. Okay, so I got Mel from a book fiend named Mel. She is an Australian booktuber. I don't know why I struggled to say that word. Sorry. Yeah, she's an Aussie booktuber. She's absolutely lovely. She's been on the platform for a couple of years now, I think. And she always posts videos that I basically just really enjoy. Every time she uploads, I'm like, oh great, Mel's uploaded. I can sit and watch that, or have it on whilst I'm doing something or whatever, and just really enjoy her content. So she reads a whole bunch of stuff. She reads quite a lot of fantasy, I would say. That's probably her main genre. She reads thrillers, bit of contemporary. She's been reading some Greek retellings, little bit of non-fiction, question mark. But even if it's a book that I'm not like particularly interested in reading, I just really enjoy the way that she talks about books and the way that she reviews books. She's also got cats. We know that I enjoy cats. I mean, even if this is your first video from me, you saw my channel intro, right? So cats is always a positive thing. And she does a mix of stuff. So she does some vlogs, she does tags, she does TBRs. She's got a really fun TBR game that she plays, and obviously I'll have linked her so you can go and see that. But I really like the way that she chooses her TBRs. She does wrap-ups. She also does she does like a wrap-up, like most of us do, where she talks about the books and the rating she gave, but she also does like an extra wrap up where she looks at how diverse her reading has been that month. So that's always really interesting to see. She's a massive Heartstopper fan. So she often does, or not often, but she has done like reaction videos to the first 2 seasons of the TV show, and she did a video where she read all of Alice Oseman's books and ranked them, which I found really interesting and useful. And yeah, she's just lovely. She's really, really lovely. She also talks about some life stuff as well as her book stuff, which I always appreciate. And yeah, she's fab, and you should definitely be following her. So please go over there and tell her I sent you. Okay, let's see who's next out of here. Oh, that was 2. Let's have this one. Who have we got? I always get really nervous filming these videos because I feel like I want to do the creators justice, but obviously I'm doing it off the top of my head. This is not planned. So it's just whatever comes to my mind when I see their name. Oh, okay. Next up, we've got Kaz from Cats and Camera. I mean, these are all of my like creators that I enjoy. So Kaz is a UK booktuber. She, sorry. She again, I think I mostly follow people who read a massive mix of stuff rather than it like being genre specific, because she reads loads of stuff. She reads middle grade, bit of YA. She reads, she's particularly into like Arctic exploring. So if that's a niche that you're interested in, I would suggest you go and follow her. I mean, even if you're not, like, I'm not to be rude, Kaz, I'm not really interested in that stuff, but the way she talks about it is really interesting. She also reads contemporary, a little bit of romance, a few thrillers. Like, there's a whole mix of stuff in there. She tends to read backlist books as well, which I really like. She talks about older books, which doesn't happen always on booktube. And then in terms of content, she does sometimes TBRs, like TBRs if there's a specific thing that she's doing, like a readathon or whatever, or a reading challenge. Wrap-ups. She also does vlogs. She does travel vlogs as well, and she's travelled all over the place, and I always find those vlogs really interesting. Like she's been to, I think it was Norway she went to recently, and that was a really interesting vlog. And she's very down to earth. She'll tell you what she thinks, and that's what I really like, because it means that, like, she doesn't sugarcoat it. If she thinks a book was rubbish, she'll tell you she thought it was rubbish, and I really like that, because it means that if she says a book is really good, she really means that. Like she's not, you know, talking nonsense. So yeah, I really like hers, and yeah, she's just really interesting. She also does she's super creative. She's a photographer, and she does these videos sometimes where she's like testing out art supplies and like drawing and illustrating, and I always find those, one, really interesting, and two, like really soothing. And I can't draw, so I'm always really impressed by people who can. Okay, so that's Kaz at Cats and Camera. Who's next? Two more. Let's see who this one is. Oh, that's somebody else that doesn't upload anymore. We might get to the bottom of the jar at this rate. Okay. Oh, Jade at Jade Juniper is our next person. I'll show you just so you know. I don't know why it would matter if I was like, but anyway, we've got Jade from Jade Juniper. Jade is just one of those humans who is just wonderful. So Jade is an American booktuber living in Japan currently. She's teaching English over there, which I think is such a cool thing to do. Her and her partner moved to Japan, was it this year? I feel like it was this year. And that whole process has been fascinating to watch. Jade is just such a ray of sunshine. And every time she uploads, I'm like, yes, there's a Jade video. Excellent. I'm going to sit and watch that and really enjoy it. She reads fantasy, and like predominantly fantasy, I would say, but she also reads a little bit of contemporary, a little bit of romance, a little bit of sci-fi, occasional non-fiction. In terms of content, she does quite a few kind of sit down chatty videos like I do. She does wrap-ups, and she's also been doing quite a few vlogs, like particularly of her moving to Japan and that whole process and what it's like to be teaching English as a second language, which I found fascinating. She's also been doing kind of out and about vlogs. She did this vlog for Legends and Lattes, which is one of my favourite books of all time, where she only read it in cafes, in coffee shops. And it's genuinely, I think it's an absolute masterpiece of a vlog. So definitely go and watch that. She also does read with me videos. She's also been doing writing videos because she's writing her first novel. So she's working on that. She's showing the process of that. And she's just someone I can't help but smile when I think of her. So yeah, definitely go and follow Jade. Yeah, and tell her I said hello. Right, last one for this video, although I've only got 3 left in the jar after this. Okay, right, who have we got? Oh, Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. Speaking of lovely humans, so if you're on Booktube, you're probably following Gavin, right? He's a massive Booktuber these days. He's also just super lovely and down to earth. He's another British Booktuber. And like I said, you're probably following him if you're on Booktube because he's got a huge following. And in terms of reading, he reads all over the place. Like his reading is really diverse. So when I first came across Gavin and started watching him, he was reading almost exclusively middle grade. But his reading has started to shift over the last year or so. He's been reading a lot of Japanese fiction. He also does a lot of like murder mysteries. He does these brilliant videos where like he went to Dracula's castle and he read Dracula, that kind of stuff. And he went to a haunted house and he was reading a haunted house book. Like the effort and the production value on his videos is insane. He also uses his green screen quite a lot. My personal favourite video of his is his Mamma Mia one. I have watched that probably more times than I should admit, because it's just so full of joy. And that's what I really like. He always comes across as super positive and upbeat and like really enjoying what he's talking about. He does a mix of vlogs, sit down videos, TBRs, wrap ups, all of that kind of stuff. But like I said, he also adds in these kind of like green screen elements, and these like full on productions, which I just really enjoy. And like I said, he will often do, like he went on an overnight train ride and he was reading, I think, was he reading Murder on the Orient Express? He was trying to solve basically an Agatha Christie book before he got to the end of his journey. So all that kind of stuff I just absolutely adore. He's also got 2 adorable kittens, or cats now, I guess they are, because they're growing really fast. And yeah, he's just another person where when you think of him and his videos, it's just an instant smile. So you're probably already following him. He is very, very big booktuber these days, and he absolutely deserves it. So that was Mel from a book fiend named Mel, Kaz from Cats and Cameras, Jade from Jade Juniper, and Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. They will all be linked in the description. Please go and follow them if you're not already. Tell them I said hello, tell them I sent you. If you got to this point in the video, please leave me a heart emoji, colour of your choice, because we are spreading some love through the bookish community. Please subscribe if you would like more of this chaos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks everyone, bye!